Felipe Massa, the Brazilian heart of Formula One. Welcome to F1 Pulse, the YouTube channel where we explore the most thrilling stories in Formula One. Felipe Massa is one of the most beloved and iconic drivers in the sport. His journey is that of a young Brazilian who, through talent, passion, and perseverance, rose to race alongside the world's best and came within a heartbeat of becoming world champion. Today we'll tell you about his life, his origins, his triumphs, and the moments that defined his career. Felipe Massa was born on April 25, 1981, in São Paulo, Brazil, into a middle-class family. His father, Luiz Antonio Massa, was passionate about motorsport, though he was never a professional driver. Still, he was the one who introduced Felipe to the world of racing, taking him to karting tracks from a very young age. His mother, Elena, always supported him, and the family became his main pillar during the early years of his career. Massa has shared in interviews that his father even mortgaged the family home to finance his first seasons in Europe, a sacrifice the driver has always remembered with gratitude and emotion. From the age of 8, Felipe began competing in karting, showing a natural talent for speed and car control. He won several regional and national championships in Brazil, quickly catching the attention of sponsors and European teams. Unlike other legendary Brazilian drivers like Ayrton Senna or Nelson Piquet, Massa didn't come from a wealthy family or have a famous last name, so his rise was the result of pure effort and dedication. As a teenager, Felipe idolized Senna and Rubens Barrichello, dreaming of following in their footsteps to Formula One. The European dream and early success. In the late 1990s, Massa made the leap to Europe to compete in single-seater categories, a crucial step for any driver aspiring to reach Formula One. In 1998, he raced in Formula Chevrolet, and the following year in Italian Formula Renault, where he won the championship in 2000 with 6 victories in 16 races. His success continued in Euro Formula 3000, where he was crowned champion in 2001, cementing his reputation as one of the most promising young talents in international motorsport. At that time, Massa was known for his aggressive driving style and his ability to quickly adapt to different cars and circuits. A little-known fact, Massa could have moved to Formula 3, but instead chose Euro Formula 3000, where he won 6 of the 8 races in 2001, a dominant performance that caught the eye of Formula One teams. Formula One, debut and learning curve. His performance in Europe caught the attention of the Sauber team, who offered him the chance to debut in Formula One in 2002. Massa became the first Brazilian driver to reach the top category after Ayrton Senna's death, generating huge expectations in his home country. In his rookie season, he showed speed and aggression, but also made some rookie mistakes, including several on-track incidents that earned him penalties and a brief suspension. However, his potential was undeniable. After a year as a race driver, Sauber sent him to Ferrari as a test driver in 2003, where he learned from legends like Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello. Massa has said that this period was key to his professional development, as he was able to closely observe Schumacher's work ethic and winning mentality, who became his mentor and friend. In 2004, Massa returned to Sauber as a race driver, where he spent 2 more seasons, scoring points and gaining experience. His consistency and maturity caught Ferrari's attention, and they signed him as an official driver in 2006, replacing Barrichello and making him Schumacher's teammate. Massa's signing with Ferrari was a dream come true, not just for him, but for millions of Brazilians who saw him as the heir to Senna and Barrichello. Ferrari, triumphs, heartbreak, and legacy. Massa's time at Ferrari marked the most successful stage of his career. In his first season with the Scuderia, he achieved his first pole position and his first victory at the 2006 Turkish Grand Prix, becoming the first Brazilian to win a race since Ayrton Senna. That year, he also won in Brazil, in front of his home crowd, in one of the most emotional celebrations of the decade. Massa crossed the finish line wrapped in the Brazilian flag, tears in his eyes with the unconditional support of the Tifosi and his family. That moment is forever etched in the collective memory of motorsport. In 2007, Massa was at the center of an intense championship battle alongside his new teammate Kimi Räikkönen and McLaren drivers Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. Although he didn't win the title, he played a key role in Räikkönen's triumph, giving up his position in the final race to secure the championship for Ferrari. This act of teamwork demonstrated Massa's loyalty and professionalism, as he always put the team's interests above his own. But it was in 2008 that Felipe Massa experienced the most intense and dramatic year of his career. He won 6 Grand Prix, including a memorable victory in Brazil, and arrived at the final race in Interlagos with a real shot at the World Championship. Massa did everything he could. He won the race, and for a few seconds was virtually world champion. However, in the final corner, Lewis Hamilton overtook Timo Glock and scored the points needed to snatch the title by just 1 point. The image of Massa celebrating with his family, only to then receive the news that he wasn't champion, is one of the most iconic and emotional moments in Formula One history. Despite that heartbreak, Massa stood on the podium with his head held high, thanked his team and his country, and earned the respect and admiration of the entire world for his dignity, sportsmanship, and ability to overcome adversity. Curious fact, in 2023, Massa began legal action against the FIA regarding the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix Crashgate scandal, arguing that the manipulated result cost him the world title. This ongoing case has reignited debate about one of the most controversial moments in F1 history, the comeback, courage, and resilience. In the following years, he continued racing with Ferrari, achieving podiums and victories, until 2009 when he suffered a serious accident in Hungary. Apart from Rubens Barrichello's car struck his helmet during qualifying. Massa was placed in an induced coma and his life was at risk. But after a miraculous recovery, he returned to racing in 2010, once again showing his courage and determination. His comeback was celebrated by the entire Formula One community, and Massa became a symbol of resilience and perseverance. Little known detail. After his accident, Massa was left with a titanium plate in his skull, and his helmet from that day is now displayed at the FIA headquarters as a symbol of safety improvements in F1. Williams and the final Formula One years. In 2014, after 8 seasons with Ferrari, Massa joined Williams, where he enjoyed a second youth. He achieved several podiums and was key in the British team's resurgence, forming a solid partnership with Valtteri Bottas. In 2016, he announced his retirement from Formula One, but returned for one final season in 2017 after Bottas's unexpected move to Mercedes. During his time at Williams, Massa was a leader both on and off the track, helping to develop the car and guiding the engineers and his young teammate. Rare fact, Massa took his final F1 pole at the 2014 Austrian Grand Prix, ending a 6-year drought and becoming the first non-Mercedes driver to start from pole that season. Beyond Formula One, new challenges and social impact. Outside of Formula One, Massa has competed in other categories, such as Formula E with the Venturi team, the Brazilian Stock Car Championship, and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. He has also served as president of the FIA Drivers' Commission, defending drivers' interests and promoting safety in motorsport. Massa has been involved in social projects in Brazil, supporting young drivers and promoting education and sports in underprivileged communities. Curious data. Massa hosted the Desafio Internacional das Estrelas, International Challenge of the Stars, a charity karting event in Brazil that attracted F1 stars like Schumacher, Alonso, and Barrichello. The event raised funds for children's hospitals and promoted karting in Brazil. Another fun fact, Massa is of Italian descent. His grandparents came from Carignola in the province of Foggia, Italy. He speaks fluent Italian and is a passionate supporter of Italian football. Personal life and off-track passions. Felipe Massa is married to Ana Rafaela Bassi, and they have a son, Felipinho, who has followed in his father's footsteps in karting. Massa is known for his humility, his closeness with fans, and his love for Brazilian music and barbecue. He owns 2 successful restaurants in São Paulo and is a regular at charity events. Unique trivia. Massa is one of the shortest drivers in F1 history, standing at just 1.6 meters, 5'5", but he always turned his size into an advantage, especially in the era of strict weight regulations. Legacy, more than numbers. Felipe Massa retired from Formula One with 11 wins, 16 poles, and 41 fastest laps. But his legacy goes far beyond the numbers. He is a symbol of passion, resilience, and love for the sport. A driver who never gave up and who always carried the heart of Brazil in every race. His humility, closeness with fans, and fighting spirit have made him a role model for new generations. Did you know? In Brazil, the phrase Massa's heartbreak is still used to describe moments of bittersweet glory, and his 2008 Interlagos podium is considered one of the most emotional in sports history. Felipe Massa's story reminds us that, in life and in motorsport, true victory lies in the fight, in dignity, and in the ability to get back up after every fall. Would you like us to make a video about his greatest races, his dramatic 2008 season, or his comeback after the accident? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to F1 Pulse for more Formula One stories.